is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Joey, JCM. It's the morning after, and here we are, we're in Avengers Infinity War review. Spoiler free. I came home last night and I tried to make a review, and I got interrupted, and then I tried to do it again. I was just like, it wasn't working out, and then I fucking crashed. So, there was like spoilers in there, but I woke up today, I was like, you know what? There's just a couple of points that I really want to get through, and basically, like, the few things I want to say is spoiler-free. Spoiler-free. So no spoilers in this review here. So spoiler-free review. Just want to say that one more time. And, okay, so, Avengers Infinity War. I think the number one question people want to ask, or a lot of people want to know this, is it political? Is there any politics in there? Because Marvel Comics right now, I think they had a lot of like political comics coming out, and I think they have a lot of like people working for the comic books that are very political and stuff like that, and that's just, no one wants that, so is this a movie, or is this something that, oh my god, and I gotta say, no, there's actually no fucking politics in this movie at all. I was happily surprised about that, because, this is like the culmination of what, like 10 years of Marvel movies, and, when the Marvel movies were coming out in the first place, or when the comic book movies were coming out, they weren't like mainstream, so they were really focused on, oh man, we gotta make it just like the comic, or people are gonna be pissed and stuff like that. So now the comic book movies are kind of in the forefront. They're kind of like mainstream, I guess you could say, because like they're like the number one movies out there now. Before they were like, fighting for their respect, and now they're kind of up there in the forefront. So, I felt like with Thor Ragnarok that the jokes, it started going away from story and focused more on jokes and stuff like that. So I was like, oh man, is there gonna be any like imbalance like that in this movie and stuff? Because I saw a lot of the Marvel movies. You know what I mean? And this is the culmination of all those movies. I want it to be awesome. I want it to be about the characters and the story and stuff. And it actually was. So, right off the bat, is there any politics or like imbalances in this movie with like focusing more on jokes than the story and stuff like that? And no, I gotta say no. Like, it's actually about the fucking movie and story. And even certain relationships are done beautifully. It's actually the reverse of political. Thank God. You know what I mean? Like, there's beautiful relationships in this story, and even there's some parts with like the women, and it's awesome. It's movie stuff. It's character stuff. I was so happy that this movie wasn't political or anything like that. So if that's one of the questions you had about this movie, I'm sure by now, I don't know. I mean, it is opening weekend. I'm sure it's hard to get tickets, but I'm sure by now a lot of people have seen it. But I want to throw my opinion in there, because for me, I like to watch a lot of different opinions and views, and before, and then it just clicks when you're ready to make the decision for something that you're not sure about. Then it just comes to you. So I wanted to throw my, review and opinion in there. I felt like I had a couple of things to say about this movie, and this is definitely one positive right off the bat, that it's not political. So if that's one of the things that you were wondering, if you thought the same thing I did about like Thor Ragnarok, how it was more focused on like kind of jokes than like the story and stuff like that, there's no politics and there's no imbalancing in this movie. And another thing I gotta say about the movie, it's really fucking incredible. Awesome made. Like, it's just, we were saying, like, how do they make shit like this? You know what I mean? It was just, the movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes. You don't even notice, because it was just so awesome. It was so awesomely made, so well made, and it was great. You know, there was no imbalance. Fucking just awesome, epic movie about the Marvel characters that you've known for the past 10 years. So yeah, I definitely more positive. Like it's an awesome movie. It's an awesome movie. There is a couple, one and a half things maybe, or maybe two things that I do that kind of turned me off a little bit, and it's just simply like there's some scenes or some segments that are just fucking really fucking violent. Like I remember we was talking about it and we were like, I don't know if like you want to bring your like really young child to see this movie. You know, it's about, you know, comic book heroes and superheroes, but a lot of shit, you know, happens, which whatever. It's an epic movie. It's an epic movie, which is great. Especially since, like I said, there's no interruptions in there. There's no politics, nothing. But there's just a couple of segments that are just like really fucking violent, I thought, and it kind of turned me off. I was like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like, let me see. I'm trying, you know, I don't want to spoil anything. Yeah, it just a couple of segments that were just short stuff, but just I felt it was like overly violent. That I was like, ugh, like, you know what I mean? Come on, like you have to go like that, you know, far with it. Obviously, there's, like I said, there's a lot of it's a grandiose, epic, you know, 10 years culmination event. So there's a lot of, you know, action and shit, you know, going on. A lot of fights, obviously. But yeah, just those couple of segments, short little things here and there that it was just, I was like, ugh, it's like, come on, it was just too much. I'm trying, like I said, I'm really trying not to spoil. Like, just like I said, too much. It was like, ugh, you know what I mean. But that's one of the only criticisms I have about it, and I'm trying to see how I can mention the second thing. It's kind of a spoiler, but let's just say that something gets made a big deal of that how do I fucking like obviously we know like Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, those are huge like household names that everybody knows. This kind of ties into like the politics. I don't know if it does, but we'll see in the future. But they make a big deal out of a certain thing that just like what? It's a short little thing. Doesn't even like matter. But it just they made a big deal out of a short little thing that was just like, oh, okay, like what? Why? You know, they made it seem like so epic. And then it was just like, oh, like why are you making this thing epic? Like who? Like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, like what's that? You know what I mean? It was like, oh, hold on. Oh, and it's like, but that was like 2 seconds. That was like really 2 seconds. But that's it. Like those are my two criticisms. That 2 second thing, and a couple of segments were just like overly violent and overly like, oh, come on, like really, like you have to like, you know. But other than that, just wanted to throw my review in there. It is an awesome fucking movie. Like, it's an epic ride. Trying to figure out if those couple things, you know, turn me off so much that do I want the movie? Like, you know, I do feel as of right now I'm leaning more towards like I can buy this movie when it comes out, because I do feel like it's mostly about the characters and there's no politics. But those couple of things to me, you know, does it turn me off enough to not want to buy the movie? I don't know. But generally, the movie's awesome, very well made, no politics. So if you want straight up epic superhero, awesome story, it's funny too. But like I said, there's no imbalance. It's epic. It's funny. It's just they made it fucking perfect. They did a fucking incredible fucking job. And so if you want to see it, thumbs up. Especially like, I'm more of a DC guy. I love all comic stuff, but overall I'm more of a DC guy. But I love Spider-Man and I love the X-Men. And I love Thor. I love Captain America. Otherwise I love everyone else, but this was an awesome movie. So go see it if you want. I recommend seeing it. It's an awesome ride, especially, this was opening weekend. I think it came out, because usually movies now come out on Thursday. They used to do midnight release, and then they did, Thursday night opening. I think this one came out on Wednesday. I don't think that's completely unheard of to do a Wednesday for like a really, really, this is, obviously gonna be a fucking blockbuster movie. But I think this one came out on Wednesday, so we saw it on a Friday. I wasn't even actually gonna rush to see it because of all like the stuff that's going on with a lot of stuff under Disney. I don't even know if it's Disney. I think Disney just is like, here, we're gonna buy you, make us money, otherwise fuck you. But world of politics and the Marvel comics and stuff, and in Star Wars, I'm kind of turned off to a lot of stuff that's under Disney. I say under Disney because like I said, I think Disney just like doesn't give a fuck who they buy as long as they're making money. Because like there's Disney stuff that is awesome, you know what I mean? But some of the stuff Disney owns, there's a lot of politics and stuff going on, BS going on in there. That's just a turn off, you know what I mean? So I wasn't actually rushing to see this because I was like, is it gonna be what it should be? And it wound up being that. Thank God. It was an epic movie about superheroes and story and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't actually have tickets. One of our peeps or one of our friends had an extra ticket to IMAX too, and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, all right, sure. And it wound up being awesome, So yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but that's my little spoiler review there. Just wanted to throw my opinion in the hat, in the pot, whatever the hell. And so yeah, awesome movie, except for those couple of one's a criticism and one's a worry about what comes next. But otherwise, awesome epic ride. Oh, my point was about the Friday viewing was that really it's really awesome, in the opening weekend, when, like, I think the theater was sold out and shit. And, certain people cheering, people like, oh, like everyone's cheering together, everyone's, at certain parts and stuff like that. So that's an awesome experience too. But yeah, awesome movie. And it's the politics in Marvel do worry me a little bit. That's going on in the comic books. And Thor Ragnarok had me worried for a little bit too. Was there something else that kind of made me feel like it's starting to bleed into the movies? I don't know, I forget. But no, like, I had that one criticism about a couple of segments being like too violent, like ugh, it's a little turn off. Only a few, or maybe like two, I think it's two, but maybe three. But like segments, like really short things that happen compared to everything else. And then that one worry about the future. But other than that, as of this movie, it's awesome, it's epic. And besides those couple of violent segments, the rest of it, awesome. And that's just really important that they actually made a movie. No BS. It's about the characters, it's about story, and it's epic. And it's just incredible how, like, they have all those characters in there, and, and it's like a million fucking characters. I wonder how they even got that to work, like, with contracts and bullshit and everything, and paying people and stuff like that. I wonder how they got that many fucking people in there. But they did an amazing job. They made an amazing movie. And what was I going to say? And yeah, this is 10 years of culmination of a lot of single movies. And we were talking about, would it work, if they just came out with this thing sooner or like first? And we were like, no, like because of seeing these movies for 10 years, and this is like a culmination. That's what makes it work even more. And that's it's one thing I wish DC had done before bringing everyone together. At least we had a Superman movie, we had a Wonder Woman movie before Justice League. Would have loved to have seen a single Batman movie. Some people say like, oh, but everyone knows who Batman is. But I think people still want to see, if it's a new Batman, they want to see that Batman have a single movie, and then you got to build, and then when you have these awesome epic movies for each character, then you bring them together. It's a building, So I think as far as Justice League, see, I love everything DC's pumping out right now. I love DC, and I think there are some things I was a little like Doomsday at first. I was like, Doomsday's supposed to be a big deal, and it kind of just was at the end of the movie. But as I watched it more, they do, get the elements in there. So, but as far as how they're representing the characters and everything, I think it's the best DC universe culmination so far. Like what I say about Batman, this Ben Affleck Batman, I feel like he's the perfect combination of 1989 Batman and the Dark Knight Batman. I just think this universe is awesome. And even though I wish there was some still more build up to Justice League and stuff like that, I feel like they're still doing it awesome. But the point is that it's an awesome culmination, Infinity War, of all these movies over 10 years. And I hope DC does that more. I hope they have more single movies to help build more to those culmination movies. And stuff like that. So, Infinity War, awesome. I have those 1.5 criticisms about it, but the rest of it is just amazing, especially if you've been a fan for over, the course of time of the whole Marvel universe. Awesome, amazing. And, yeah, guys, it was, really good. So if you want to see it, awesome. Awesome. It just blows my mind how they brought all those guys together, made an awesome movie, epic, about the characters, about story, but it was also funny, and perfect balance. Like, it was just perfectly balanced, everything. It was just awesome, So, yeah. So, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that it was what it was. And that's pretty much it. So, there's my spoiler-free review of Avengers Infinity War. I'm thinking about I can't even say, I almost said the name. I'm thinking about certain characters, and just like they did every character justice. So good. Most scenes were I have that criticism about those couple of moments, but all the characters were, such justice was brought to all the characters. So I'm thinking about certain scenes. But anyway, so yeah, just wanted to throw my opinion there in the pot. It's the morning after. Like I said, I tried to do this last night. It didn't work out. I'm all shangad right now. I was just like, let me do this while I'm up and I'm, ready to do it and stuff. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion in there about Infinity War. And like I said, I personally like to watch, if I'm unsure about something, I watch, a bunch of videos until it clicks, until I feel like I'm ready. And one more thing about that. I had watched a couple of spoiler-free reviews before I saw this, because I had planned on seeing. I didn't have the ticket yet, but I had planned. I was, more leaning towards planning to see it. So I was watching, some spoiler-free reviews to help me make that decision. Like I'm saying, so one thing, and when I would watch these videos, I would only watch the first minute or two. Some guys I watched, I trust that they weren't going to spoil anything, but still, just in case. But I would only watch the first minute or two just to see whether, basically, if they said it was awesome or not. You know, I always wanted the general opinion. Was it awesome, or was it like, were they going to be like, you know, oh, no, it's not good. So, everyone was saying it was really good. But one thing everyone was saying, and everyone knows Thanos is in it, so that's not a spoiler. One thing that a lot of those videos were saying, that Thanos was an awesome villain, and he had a really awesome, you know, build and character arc and all that stuff. And that wound up actually to be true. Thanos is he's a good villain because they show reasons for stuff for him. You know what I mean? They give him reasons and show why he's doing what he's doing. So he's not just bad guy. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's they built a Thanos house. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like a little Thanos brick here and there. He's a bad guy. So I do agree with that. That Thanos was a good villain, and they really developmental shit about Thanos and stuff. So that's so I agree with that too. But and that does less little tidbit that I just remembered. But anyway, guys, so there it is. Pretty much, it's all in there, what I said. So go enjoy the movie. Let me know what you think. And that's pretty much it. So happy I was able to finally get this review out there. And yeah, so enjoy the movie. Let me know what you guys think. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey JCM, and I will see you later.